There we go. All right, appreciate it. All right, so we are live now. So hopefully all of that stuff was for naught. But if not, you can go back and see the recording of it and see the great people that we have on the screen with us today. So once again, if you guys are on any of the other platforms other than YouTube, please make your comments in YouTube for now until AJ can pop on and he can kind of alternate between those two to see the comments. But in order for us to kind of keep this conversation going, I think we need the interaction from everybody that's watching. So please ask your questions, let us know where you're watching from, and so forth. So is there anything specifically that you guys would say? So I was on my way here and I was kind of thinking about some things to talk about, and I was going over some like titles and stuff like that for the live, right? And this is mainly talking about the 10-10 program and consultations, right? Right. So everybody, we've all started at ground zero, right? We've all started not knowing anything about the cleaning business for the most part, unless you had some type of experience. What is some of the things that you saw in your earlier, I guess, situations of growing your business that now when you look back, you wish you had known back then that would have probably helped elevate your business a lot quicker than it already has? You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So anybody, we're all, like I said, AJ's not here, so it's going to be on us. So y'all talk as much as y'all want to, please.
I'll jump in there. So one thing that I wish I would have known then that I know now, one, seeking help fast enough, right? Just seeking out a coach or a mentor instead of doing it on your own. I definitely would have done that more sooner than later, because I would have saved myself thousands of dollars, right? Even if coaching costs, $2,000, I think I made at least several tens of thousands of dollars worth of mistakes, in this business. So yeah, I think that would be probably my main one. And not running, and I'll say another big one for me is not running it with straight cash. Got to get some credit in there. But I build my business off of straight cash, which is not the best route to go. So
Yeah, I can definitely echo that. We did the same thing. A little bit out of necessity and a little bit out of ignorance. My business partner and I come from two very different backgrounds. But he was more so debt free, great credit, wanted to kind of keep it that way. And me more so, bad credit, poor spending habits and things of that nature. So, for us, it was the easiest thing to do was what, we knew how to do was grind it out, save. We brought our first piece of equipment, major piece of equipment, that was $5,000. And what we did was we would just take a little bit from every job. Hey, we're gonna take $100, take this. Oh snap! I've been muted all that time.
No, you're good. You're good. It was just a flicker.
Okay, my bad. But we would take a little bit like from each time, until we were able to buy all of our equipment outright. We did the same thing when we brought our first van. We brought that outright, but as I started to grow and we developed a stronger business acumen, like it was like we probably should have been putting some of this stuff on credit, like using other people's money and setting up good planning to leverage other people's funds, so we weren't just strapping everything that we had from the bottom. Once we got to a point where we necessarily didn't need to do that anymore, we just had gotten so used to it that's just the way we ran business. But if I were to start again, and I think one of the things that the guidance from like programs like 10-10 help with is we've been there already. We've done those things, we made those mistakes, so we can help guide. Because as I started to learn more, my different mentors and coaches, because at every level you need a coach. You need a coach that's gonna Hey, that first coach that's going to get you to the six figures, then that coach that's going to get you to the $500,000, and that coach that's going to get you over $1 million. Then maybe you need a different coach that's going to get you into that 5 million range. Like, you know, that, man, multi-billion-dollar CEOs still have coaches, like, and consultants that help them see things from a different perspective and a different point of view that can help them stay focused on where they're trying to go. And had I done that earlier, you know, a lot like B said, you know, we probably would have started using other people's money a little more sooner, and a little more effectively.
Yeah, I mean, spot on. Both of you guys made some great points, and just kind of to piggyback on what Tony was saying, you need mentors, you need kind of those advisors or whatever. And I heard this saying kind of popped in my head that everybody that comes with you can't go with you, right? And what I take that to mean is that everybody that that comes into your life for one point or another are to help you get to a certain point, right? So you can have those people that kind of started with you that help you get through that one season, right? Then you get up until a certain point where, okay, now there's somebody else's, I guess, job or kind of calling to get you to the next point, right? So you said millionaires and billionaires still have mentors, right? Who's a mentor to a millionaire and a billionaire? You know what I mean? So if they can do it, that means that, you know, we can kind of follow that same principle where, you know, we have somebody to kind of help us get started. Then we get to a point where we're making, say, this amount of money, where we have this amount of, let's say, you know, workers or employees or whatever. Now, where do I go from here? The person that I was with, you know, helped me get to this point now, but this person can't help me get to the next point. So you have to have, you know, mentors, advisors, coaches or whatever to kind of help you get to those next points. And that's in business and in life. I feel, you know, this is my own opinion. So don't, you know, this is all on me, but that's how I feel. I think everybody comes into your life for a reason, a season, or lifetime. And you have to decide, you know, who those people are and what they're in there for. With the 10-10 program and the consultations, and that this program that AJ created, I think he brought in basically a super team, if you ask me, right? Because you have the expertise from these gentlemen, you know, myself included, and I don't always put myself in that same category sometimes, just because that's just kind of, you know, I'm just like that, but I'm just honored to be here. But the mindset, the mentality, the experience, the perspective that these guys have, I've listened to each and every one of them, right? And I've taken a little bit from each and every one of them. I've had conversations with Tony. I've had conversations with Brandon. That they don't realize how much those conversations meant to me, even where I was and where I am. You know, so definitely, it's just an honor for me to be here. I think that we will get a lot of information just from not even just these lives, but joining the 10-10 program. And if you don't join the 10-10 program, I'm not here to say, hey, you have to do it. But what I'm saying is you need to find somebody that's like-minded that can help you get to the point that you're trying to get to in your business. Let's kind of look at some comments. I think some comments are coming in here. It's hard to kind of look back and forth and figure out what you're going to say. I don't see how AJ does it. I really don't see how he do it. I got to give him more credit for real. All right. So
on the screen.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I think I got it. All right. So there we go. We got Robert Perkins, 3493. I'm from Ohio. Wanted to know which advertising is the best way to get new clients. I'm gonna defer to you guys because I don't do a whole lot of advertising other than social media. So you guys are probably better than me than that. So anybody jump in?
You know, man, my experience in just recognizing the trends of the industry right now, SEO, like, you know, search engine optimization, you know, really increasing your digital presence, where people can find you, both organically and the use of ads. Just really finding the right blend of that, you know, the right company that can either help you do that, or I'm not sure how your lifestyle or your business is set up. It wouldn't hurt to learn how to do a good bit of that yourself. You have so many tools now, with like AI and ChatGPT and some of the different AI tools, that I feel like that's always a good place to start, is just with the age and time that we live in, being able to generate your own leads, like through your digital presence. Because I can tell you that yes, cold calling works. I will never ever knock that because it does work. That's that, that surefire, arrow. That's like spear hunting. Like, running through there and you just gonna just keep, stabbing until you catch something. But I feel like having a strong digital presence is more like fishing with a net or setting traps or things that may take a little more work up front, but in the end you might catch exactly what you're looking for, and more, because most of the time now, cold calls, you probably going to get around that $5,000 range. A lot of accounts that may top out around 5 grand, because you may be able to pick up the phone call and find a decision maker. But with strong SEO, in our experience, I don't like to do the whole advice thing, but in our experience, like those decision makers for a lot of those bigger accounts, they come looking for you. They sit the girl at the desk. I'm sorry, the receptionist, and it may be a male or a female, never know. But they may have a receptionist or an assistant or a middle or low level manager that they's like, hey, get me 3 quotes. And we all know what's the first thing that person gonna do. They're gonna go to their phone, go to Google, cleaning companies near me. How do you show up in that search? Because once you show up in that search, then your website's going to pop up, then all that stuff is going to pop up, and you have a better chance at getting a call than just blowing people up all day that not only do they not expect your call, but they don't want your phone call. So for me, number 1, SEO. Number 2, network marketing. Expand your network. Go to the chamber, join industry organizations, meet other cleaners, expand your network. So number 1 for me, SEO, digital presence. Number 2, expand your network.
AJ's here. That wasn't me. That was AJ. But go ahead. Go ahead, Brandon.
Hey, no, that's great. Good stuff, Tone. Great stuff. And the question is the best way to get new clients. And I think best is in the eye of the beholder, because as you said, Tone is not a big fan of cold calling. He's heavy on SEO, and they've done a swell job. Like I got a chance to look at their back end before, and on their website, and they got it really dialed in. So if your website and your SEO is really dialed in with backlinks and everything that you need, man, you'll get people start calling you and reaching out to you. So, you could teach somebody how to fish, or you could, or you could buy them the fish, or however it goes. But man, I think that's non-negotiable though. Even if you do cold call, right? So all of it is marketing. So these are different forms of marketing. Advertising is a form of marketing, and they all work together like the transmission and the engine, right? Both of them are very important on a vehicle. So even if you do cold call, I would suggest, strongly suggest that you have a SEO plan dialed in, because even when you phone call, when you hang up the call, just like Tony said, they may go Google your company and they want to pull up. You want everything good about your company, everything that you've done. You want that stuff to show up. Even if you did like a community cleanup, write a blog about the community cleanup and the success, and put some pictures up there. So whenever they Google you, they'll see you did a community cleanup as well, or just anything positive about your company. So, but no, Tone hit it on the head. But I'm a more hard-nosed guy. I'm out in the field, and networking as well. Networking is huge. We get a referral is the best piece of ad you could get, because you got people working for you, right? You got people spreading the good word about your company, and then before you know it, your phone will be ringing, and that costs you absolutely nothing but your character. When people know that you are of good character and they trust you and they trust your work, you do good quality work, they have no problem with introducing you to other people in their network. So that goes a long way. So and you combine all that, networking, SEO, cold calling, shit, you'd be a master in no time.
Yeah, absolute facts. Great advice, guys. And I feel the same way. But a part of it that in order to be able to really actually accurately answer the question, we have to know where you are in your journey. Because with each one of the options or the choices that you have, whether it be SEO, cold calling, door knocking, and all that stuff, there are certain things that you need to have, right? So we would need to know, like in reference to cold calling, you have to have the ability to create your list or either pay for a list or pay for a caller if you're not going to be the one doing the calling. The SEOs, you need somebody that's experienced in doing SEO, or you have to have the time to learn how to do all that stuff. Lead generation, you have to have the money, the funds to pay for lead generation. It's a lot of stuff so that we would need to know where you are in your journey to be able to figure out what would be in our opinion, the best route for you to go. But all of those work. It's just whether you have the currency that you're going to need. And currency, it can be financial, it can be time, it could be people that you can use to fill those slots that you can delegate that stuff to. Currency can be anything, but we just need to know that in order to be able to give you a better understanding or a better kind of answer. And this is why you need a consultation. You need a 1010 program where you'll have gentlemen like this that can answer that question for you. And it's specific to you, not a generalized response. And that's why you need somebody as a mentor, as a coach, consult or anything like that, or advisor to kind of help you guide. That's why you need to look into the 1010 program, and you see it scrolling across the bottom of your screen right now. Grow by $10,000 per month. Visit 1010program.com, and you can meet up with any one of us, even AJ's a consult. You get to select which ones best fit what you were looking for within the 1010 program. So check the website out, go through it, and kind of figure out, what's your next move. If you want to grow your cleaning company, you definitely need to check the 1010 program out now. So let's go on. Let's move on. Great answer, guys. All right. So let's see. It says, what is the best method to find? Oh, it went away. Where did it go? I think I already did that one. Okay. So we have, show that again. We have John Co. Systems, Janitorial, Indianapolis, Indiana, checking in. Appreciate you. Thanks for sitting on here and watching us. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put your question in the chat. We have Tish Dinkins. Any advice on pricing apartment complexes? It depends. Like I said, I'm not the pricing person, but I can tell you an experience that I've had with apartment complexes, just depending on what type of work you're looking for. So my first account that I've ever gotten was an apartment complex, and we were doing apartment move outs. I didn't know anything about pricing. I hadn't learned about AJ yet. So I didn't know that I was actually underpricing. So I grossly underpriced that account. And do understand that property managers, their goal is get to the most for the least amount of money, right? So they want you to do any and everything. And do understand apartment move out clean is a deep clean. You're cleaning baseboards, you're cleaning ceiling fans, you're cleaning blinds, bathrooms, in and the inside, outside of cabinets, stuff like that. You're doing everything behind the refrigerators, any and everything, right? And they want it for the lowest amount. So you need to know how to do your pricing in reference to how you're going to price, whether it's going to be by the hour, by the square footage. That's your preference on how you do it. You do it, but you need to learn how to do that. The other thing when it comes to apartment complexes, and you guys jump in at any time, you could be doing their community area, their leasing office area, and all that other stuff. That's a different kind of pricing because it's more like office type cleaning. All right, that could be something that they can have you do. The other thing, which is, and I've done all of these. The other thing is like the breezeways. The breezeways where you're just cleaning the common area from the apartments that people, come in and out of, the hallways and stuff like that. They may have you doing stuff like that. And you just need to understand, okay, how am I going to price it? Am I going to price it by the square footage, or am I going to price it by the hour that it takes? It's not really a right or wrong way. It's what works best for you and your company. But those are some things that I have when it comes to that. You guys have any kind of experiences from that you want to share?
Yeah, just pretty much echoing what you said. I've done them all. From move in, move out cleans for apartment complexes to common area clean to breezeway cleaning, like pretty much all of it. It's just really understanding the relationship more than anything, because that's one thing that we noticed by doing. We probably, for the life of our business, probably did maybe 7 or 8 different apartment complexes where we had like solid relationships with them. But one thing that I did notice during that time, and I used to hear it in CBN in the old Facebook group all the time, that apartment complexes, they go for the, they'll switch up on you quick if they find somebody for a lower price. And I just always thought that, bro, we do such good business that like somebody come in with a lower price, they ain't gonna care. Not true. Most of the time, those property managers, they want to keep those apartment units full, and they want to keep them cleaned and turned for the best price a lot of times. So just understand what you're getting into, understand what you're willing to work for. Like if you have a team in there doing it, just understand what you're going to need to price in order to make sure your people are paid and you're able to get your piece. But if you're in there doing it, like, hey, if this is going to be the way you cut your teeth at, and you're learning and figuring it out, you may be able to price a little bit lower, and you go in there and do as many of them as you can, try to clean 100 apartments. So then now you know how long it's going to take you on an average apartment. All right, now you can set your own price. But the easiest way to go about it right now, though, would just be go into the CBN calculated clean and just plug it into there. And if you're comfortable with the price that's in there, use that. That would be the easiest way. But I feel like the most effective way will be just go ahead and get a couple of those cleans under your belt and understand what it's worth for you and your company.
Great answers, gents. I'll tag on a little bit at the end here. Great answers, fellas. To kind of add on to that, I would say also to find out how many different floor plans that complex has. I used to be a leasing agent for 3 years when I was in college, so I was the guy who hired the cleaning company and managed the relationship, which is actually how I got into cleaning, because I met my mentor who owned a cleaning business. So what he did well was, so he priced by the square foot, and that's not the end all be all, because I don't even think he knew about, he's old school. He's had his business for years. So I don't think that's like the end all be all. And I'm not telling you to price by square foot, but at least get the floor plans, because they could have, depending on how many units. We had 240 units at one property and like 300 some at a different property. So you may have 22 bedrooms, or they may have, hey, we've got, 35 3-bedroom, 2 baths, whatever that is. Find that out and get the floor plan, get the actual floor plan in a sheet, and ask them how many of each unit do you have. And then that way you can set up group pricing for them. So when you go on the calculator, you can say, all right, this is what we could do for your 1 bedrooms. This is what we could do for your 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. And now it's clear. And then what happens is, on their end, it's easier for them to forecast, because they have budgets that they have to work within, right? So if it's just a going there and shooting the dart, it's hard for them to forecast and send that up to their upper management, who ultimately approves all this. So when you come in, calculate it like that, after you go and calculate it clean, and have it, done in a structured and tiered and professional presentation. That way they could see, okay, now we know what we got to present to upper management, and we got that number. I think you'd win a lot of deals that way.
Awesome. And I didn't even know you had that experience there, Brandon. I could have used that a while ago. But anyway, we're good. So next question, we have Robert Perkins, 3493 says, from Multi-Clean LLC is my cleaning business. For the last year, I've made $40,000 subcontracting through another cleaning company. Wow. I have no contracts. What would be the best route to get contracts? And I guess in Ohio. I'll let you guys jump in there, but 40,000 subcontracting is insane. Imagine how much the actual prime was making.
I'd say get in 1010.
Hey, let's call Big Banks. He out there killing in Ohio.
Charles Banks.
So that's one way, because I'm sure he can tell you how to get to the money out that way. But as far as, I think we already kind of touched on this, just positioning yourself a little better as far as advertisement, subcontracting. A lot of times it's a little bit easier, in my opinion, because you have some people, some primes that's all they do. They just have a team that goes and procures contracts, and they go down the list and call every cleaning company that they can find until somebody says yes, and you do a good job, and they'll keep calling you back. And that's not a bad business model. Like, some people eat just fine off of that alone. But get out there, man. Get out there. Get your business advertised. Get your Google business profile up, making sure people can find you. And getting out there on your own. Going to the chamber. Like we talked about last week, like B-Dot was saying, is, man, throwing on a suit, throwing on your logo, like, making yourself stand out and going and knocking on doors and shaking hands and, doing those things like that to put your business out there. Because one thing that is not going to work is waiting for something to happen. So that's one thing that's not going to work. You can hop in the forum, and this is not a shot at anybody, but it's just a wake up for everybody. But you can sit in a forum, you can jump on these calls, you can get into the group, but at some point you got to start taking action and doing things. And so just do an evaluation, man. I've all this information that's free between AJ and a lot of other resources, not even cleaning business related, just business related, that are out here. I'm sure if you're catching us right now, you definitely tapped in more than once. Well, I would think, use it. Start using that, and I guarantee you'll start getting some contracts. Like, they may not be huge, but I guarantee you will start getting some contracts.
Awesome. And let me jump in real quick just to piggyback off of something Tony said. That $40,000 is a really nice looking number. But as a matter of fact, so I recently got contacted by one of these companies that had an account. Their cleaner wasn't doing what the client needed them to do, so they contacted me. How did they find me? I didn't call them. They called me. They found my information on Google, right? So I'm on there somewhere that they were able to find me. So he sends me the number. He said, this is the account. This is what we have going on. It's it was like $1,700 a month, something like that, right? And as a new cleaner, I would have said, oh, wow, that's a nice number. But I had the knowledge and I had kind of the know-how to know, hey, I need to know what the scope of work is. What is the scope of work? How long is the current company there? What is the issue that they're having? I started asking questions. And then once I got all that information, and I got that information because I knew to ask that information because I'm in CBN, I've had mentors, I've had, experience, and I knew, hey, that $1,700 is a nice looking number, but you need to kind of dig a little bit deeper. And I realized after going through it, man, it should have been double that. So I didn't take the account. So he kept calling me back. He was like, hey, I sent the information to you. He wanted me to make a quick decision. But I took my time and ran my own numbers. And then when I sent them an email, hey, this doesn't line up with what we think this kind of job entails. the financial compensation isn't working. It was real professional. It was really awesome. Hadn't heard from him since. He moved on to the next person, and he's going to try to get them to get that account for that number because they don't know. They don't have any advisors. They don't have any mentors. They don't have somebody that they can kind of bounce ideas off of to know that that's a bad idea to take that account. All right, Brandon, you got it.
Hey, that's a great philosophy, man. I love it. On both ends. I would just say take a step back and just start with why. Like, what is your why? And like, why did you start this business? And what do you want your lifestyle to look like? And then you navigate your business. So you paint out kind of like what you want your lifestyle to look like. For example, I know a guy, he's been cleaning probably longer than how long I've been on earth. He's been cleaning about 45 years. He only does subcontracts. He does a lot of banks and a lot of white collar, no specialty, but he makes great money. He doesn't want to do the sales. He doesn't want to own any contracts. He just wants to do the work. And he's been doing it for years, 40 something years. He's okay with that. Now, I'm assuming that the reason you're asking this question is because you're not okay with that type of lifestyle. And now you want to learn how to, get your own contracts, which I can't say is a good or a bad thing. It's just up to you and how you want your life to pan out. So, in that sense, you want to grow now. Take the good from you subcontracting, which is, hey, you're learning their system. You're a part of their system. So you're learning that part. How do they pay you? What are some of the things that you like about subcontracting for these companies? I don't know if it's multiple companies or one company, but take the best one that you like subcontracting for. Hey, what do I like about subcontracting for this company? What do they do well? And then the one that you don't like so much, maybe that's the one that pay net 90 or something like that. So you won't do that in your business. Hey, I'm not going to pay, 90 days. I'm not going to pay net 30. I'm going to pay my people, whatever the case may be. So just start looking at it and preparing yourself to be, better than what you've received from being a subcontractor. Because that's what I want to do. I hated like a lot of jobs, right? In the corporate world, I hated certain things with jobs. And I said, when I get my own company, I'm going to do this. You know what I mean? Well, I'm not going to be that person when I get my own company, right? So it's kind of like that's where you're at now. So, but, with that, every level, it's a new devil. So with that comes, you got to go out and, you got to go hustle. You got to go get those contracts on your own now. They're not just going to land in your lap, right? So you got to, get out there. You got to get your SEO right. You got to get your cold calling right. You got to know how to go network and meet people and shake hands and get out in your community and speak the good word about your business. So, and the good thing about that is all three of us right here have experience with that, and we can help you with that. So it's just a confidence thing. So
Facts. That's awesome. One thing I didn't even notice that this StreamYard could do is it shows that there's only one like and there's 32 people on here watching us. So I'm going to take that. I'm not going to take that as a bad thing because I'm thinking, okay, there's 30 something people on here, only one like. So do me a favor. If you're liking the information that you're getting, if it's value added to what you are trying to do with your business, please add a like, share this live with other people that you think it would help. Make sure you pay attention to what this call is about. It's about cleaning and starting and growing your cleaning business, taking it to the next level by joining the 1010 program. Scrolling across the bottom, grow by $10,000 per month. Visit 1010program.com. You'll get any one of us as your coach, or even our GOAT AJ Simmons. He's also coaching. So, and there's going to be more coaches that are more aligned with whatever it is. Your coaches that you're going to get are going to be in line with your specific situation, and he's going to pick the best person that's going to kind of help you grow and get to the level that you're trying to get to. So let's get to some more of these comments because it looks like there's a lot more coming in, and we're getting slow on time. So I want to kind of get to as many people as possible. So let's do the next one. Is from, it looked like it said, I'm not going to try that, but peace and love, everyone. Peace and love. Okay, appreciate you. Okay, next one is from Tish Dinkins, and good morning. I'm Tish, located in Vegas. Sorry for the bad manners. It's all good. We completely understand. Thank you for watching. We really appreciate you guys. What's up, everybody? Keep the question. Okay, that's AJ. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Robert Perkins, 3493. Thank you guys. And CBN. Absolutely. Absolutely. It looked like it says Mal Smith 1042. What is the best method to find and onboard good employees? Okay. Best method? Automate it. Right? That was a lie from yesterday, but here's the cool thing, right? If you're not in automations, or even if you're in automations, every one of these guys that are consults in here knows how to do all of that stuff. So if you get into the 1010 program, you get your own coach, your own consult counselor. We can guide you through anything that you're going to need, right? We specialize in certain things. And even if we don't have that specialty or that experience, guess what? We all talk to each other. So Brandon may reach out to me. I may reach out to Tony, and likewise for something that I may be an expert in that they may not be, right? So even though you'll get that one coach, you still have access to all of them because they have access to all of us. I think that's right. I'm sure that's right. If not, AJ, I think I just added something to the 10 program, but we'll keep going. You can yell at me later. You guys have anything you want to add to that?
No, you spot on, man.
All right, cool. All right, next comment. Steve Jones, 6224 says, my question, guys, is what is the lowest price you would take it from a client per month? Also, my advice to the newbies in the industry, stay away from cheap clients. You will be chasing the money. That's a true statement. That's a true statement. I'll say what my lowest price was, and I'm kind of embarrassed to say it, but this was pre-AJ, pre-CBN, right? I was, this is bad. Now, and it gives me chills to think about it, but I took $75 for cleaning an apartment that was a 1-bedroom apartment, and I did that for a while because that was my first account. And I realized that I probably should have been at least double that. But it was my first account. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't have anybody to talk to, and I just did it. And it was an apartment complex. But that's neither here nor there. You guys, if y'all want to answer it, you can answer it.
I'll go. You just run my bill about something. I was thinking on the commercial side, but man, on the residential side, I had this weird girl, man. She had a bathroom phobia. Never seen anything like that in my life. Never knew it existed. But I charged her $50 just to clean the bathroom in her place because she didn't like the bathroom. She didn't like cleaning no toilet. She hated the sound of when the toilet flushes. So she paid me $50 every week just to clean the bathroom. I thought it was the weirdest thing ever, dude. Like super weird.
Did she use the bathroom?
She used it. It was clean. And she had a phobia. I've never heard of it in my life. So it was a specific term that she told me for. I forgot what it is, but yeah, it's a real thing. So if you're in residential cleaning, you might want to look for those people, do a search and see who can. Hey man, $50. You do about 5 bathrooms a day, you make money.
Yeah, but if you think about it, if she had a phobia, you could have charged more.
Yeah, I didn't know at the time. I was just getting in the game.
Hey, B, I did the same exact thing, man. This lady used to have me clean her parents' bathroom once a week, and it was $60. But actually, first I had raised it up to $60, and she was tripping, because it was her parents' bathroom, and I just would go to their house, not clean the rest of the house, just go straight to the bathroom. Clean the bathroom, dip. It wouldn't take me that long. The first time I cleaned, it took me forever because it was a lot to do. But after that, it was like a 15-minute visit. Come through, wipe everything down, clean their toilet real quick. Because it's a bathroom, you spray everything down and let the chemicals work while you work. So by the time you get to the tub, it's just wiping out the toilet, just wiping out. So yeah. But on the commercial side, I think man, that varied, dude. I can't think of what the lowest was, but I remember I took an account for $200 a month, and it was once a week. Cleaned it one time a week. It was a construction trailer. And y'all don't sleep on them construction trailers,
Yep.
especially if you do post-construction, because most of the construction sites, like depending on what kind of site it is, their trailer has to be cleaned like properly. Like it's part of like some type of regulation that they're like the management trailer has to be cleaned properly. But that was my very first strip and wax job I did. My guy didn't show up. I did that by myself. It took 12 hours because I had no clue what I was doing. So like, doggone 1,200 square feet, 12 hours, bro. Like little bitty trailer. Because I had no clue what I was doing, but I'm like, bro, I'm getting this done before these people get back. And they were so impressed because like, I put like 8 coats because I'm trying to make that thing like glass. Like, and so I did that, and then they was like, well, do you do janitorial? I said, yes, sir. And he was like, how much? And I'm looking, I'm like, I go in, I look at the square footage, I'm like, $50 a visit. Like, that doesn't seem low, but like I guess it's right. Like I say $50 a visit. And came to $200 a month. And that led to almost $60K worth of post-construction work from them because of the site that they was working on was so big. Time we went was like 17 or 18,000. Like, and we was like, what the heck? This is crazy. Then the second time we went to do the final clean on the total facility was like 40K. And not to mention on how many times they called us back to do more work because it was a really like top of the line like facility. It was very detailed, like the cleaning we had to do. And then not to mention they had 4 Airbnbs that they rented that they had us go in there and clean every week. So that was even more money. So total, we probably got close to 100K out of that $200 a month from saying yes to that. So, definitely look at your opportunities. And I see it say stay away from cheap. But what's really cheap? Like what's considered that's all like subjective, like to what frame you're looking at. Now if people are penny pinching and they very price conscious, like, well, you know that, hey, $200 a month is already pretty much like that's the lowest you can do the work for, but they trying to, all right, let's do it for $100. I feel more comfortable with 100. Or Joe Blow up the street, with his cleaning company, he'll do it for 100. Well, they might need to call Joe at that point, because you can already kind of see what that relationship is going to be like moving forward. Like, but with these guys, for me, even though the monthly ticket was low, like no matter what price I gave them, they was like, all right, cool. It was never an issue. And I wasn't going to abuse that and just be like, oh, I'm going to throw this through the roof. It took me, less than 30 minutes to clean their trailer. And I got $50 for it, like every time I showed up. And that was me doing the work. I was out there doing the work myself. So it's like, when you look at that, like 30 minutes, that's like $100 an hour when you really break it. Like when you really break it down, what job you going to go to make that? So just look at all of those things when you're looking at that kind of stuff.
Okay. Awesome response. So we got a question from IG, and we're getting kind of low on time. I don't know what you guys' timeline looks like, but it's almost 2:00. But question from IG: what about just getting started? I have the LLC EIN. Just need to know how to get my business off the ground. Currently doing work under another company. Well, one, you're absolutely on the right live because this is exactly what this program helps you do. Once again, it's going across the bottom of the screen, grow by $10,000 per month. Visit 1010program.com where you get your own personal consult. Go to the website. If you go to the website, AJ has a video. He explains everything. You'll get counselors, you get mentors, you'll get coaches just like the ones that are right here on the screen to help and guide you to whatever direction that you see taking your business in, right? We've all been there. We're all on the same journey. And the best way for me to kind of help give back is to help bring somebody along and help somebody learn the things that I've learned. And I appreciate AJ for giving me the opportunity to do that. I appreciate AJ giving me the opportunity to kind of meet people just like Brandon and Tony and all the other big dogs that are in the cleaning business. And I wouldn't be where I am without you guys. So I appreciate you guys. But join the 1010 program. It's going across the screen right now. All right, let's move on. Try to get some of these questions. How to grow your revenue in 2026. Start a business.
Me and AJ was talking about this. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Same way you did it in 2025. Just do
a
that.
little bit more of it.
Do a little bit more.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. All right, let's go. Go ahead. You want to say something, Tony?
No.
All right. Quincy Moore, 1376 says, what about just getting started? I have the LLC, EIN, need to know how to get my business off the ground. At Ton currently doing, I don't know what that means. All right. But anyway, doing under. Did I just read that one or is that the same?
Yeah, that's the same one.
Same one? Okay. All right. Same one. So like, it seems familiar. Thought it was. All right. What about just, okay. Is this the same question? I think it's the same person, same question. All right, let's keep going.
I think AJ had posted it and then it came through.
Okay, got you.
Posted on Instagram.
Gotcha. Okay, let's see. Great advice. Thank you guys. That's from Tish Dinkins. We have Alberto Cruz 3117 says, I have a family member that works for Coverall. So you guys think going with a franchise is a bad thing? Have we ever? I don't think we've ever said it's a bad thing. I just know that you can do it by yourself. But people go with franchises for different reasons.
Yeah,
franchises are good. Go ahead, Tony. You jump in.
No, I was just pretty much echoing what you were saying, man. The franchise model exists because it works. But you get the whole play right here on how to do it yourself. And so you have more ownership and more control and all that stuff. You have more of that over your business when you just follow these steps. As a franchise, it might be easier in the beginning because they have the systems and you get the work and stuff like that. But then when you look at how much you're making versus how much you're working and the fact that it's difficult to hire people. Because some franchises, in my opinion, some franchises don't have very balanced practices. It works more in the favor of the franchisor instead of the franchisee. So you'll be in there keeping their brand alive and keeping their name alive and working your behind off, but not getting anything. But they're still growing their brand because of the work you're going in there and doing. But if you do it on your own, it may take a little longer, but it's yours, and if you want to sell it, you can sell it. You don't got to jump through no hoops and, you got to be able to sell off this many contracts and you can only sell them to these people. And I'm ready to sell. We had a good point. I'm out of here. You can do that if you want to, if it's your business. But Coverall, I've never really heard anything bad about them, but I've also never really heard anything good about them. So that's up to your family member. If they liking, the I guess the terms or whatever, if they're okay with it, then maybe it's working for them. I've known a guy that's been with Janet King, for almost 40 years. You know what I'm saying? He's been with them for it's got to be that long because I remember being a little kid, helping him clean his church, clean these churches and these schools, and I didn't know that that's what was going on at the time until I started my cleaning business, and he saw my mom somewhere and was like, oh yeah, the cleaning business is hard. And my mom was like, oh yeah, that's what he's always done. When we used to clean those churches, that was, with his business. And I was like, what? And he's been doing it all this time. And not a shot, but he ain't balling. So
Yeah. All right, let's answer a few more questions real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and shut it down. Okay, Banks just joined the 1010 program yesterday. Awesome, good job. Welcome
Hey,
aboard. Welcome aboard. All right, and great point, Andrew, in regards to subbing and knowing your numbers. Absolutely, I learned from the best. Hey, y'all, thanks for the great advice for the 1010 program. Are you able to pick your mentor? I'm not sure. I'd have to ask AJ. I just
he
assumed
answered
that he answered it, did he? Okay, cool. Then there's your answer. All right. What it is from Maul Smith, got it. Let's see, from PYCAH. Yeah, I got to see it. All right, any advice you can give on sales tax? Should it be added in with the pricing or taken out from what you're paid for the job? You guys can answer that.
that disclaimer before we
Yeah.
say anything.
Yep, there you go.
Not tax professionals.
Right. Seriously.
We are not financial advisors. We are not legal professionals.
No.
Anything that we say is based off of experience
That's it.
alone. All right,
Yeah.
go ahead, Phyllis.
Yeah.
I was just gonna
So,
say get QuickBooks. It'll tell you,
Exactly.
or any of the other. And this ain't no I shouldn't be giving them no free advertising.
I know, right?
I use QuickBooks, right? Because I don't want to have to think about those type of questions, right? So when you set up in any really accounting system, right? When you set all that up, it's going to tell you if you should be adding tax. Because take us, for example, here in Illinois, we don't have sales tax on janitorial services, right? But in Texas, there's sales tax on janitorial service. So when you put that in your system, whatever system you use, it should alert you if you should be adding that sales tax on or not. So you don't have to worry about it. It should be automated. So.
Good. So let's answer this one. I think this is a start question. I believe we answered this one already. What is the best formula or more simple way to learn how to know how to quote commercial cleaning? Okay, we already answered that one.
Yo, can I say something on that tax question real quick?
Go ahead.
Just real quick, because I just, I've seen this mistake made a lot. Like, man, just check with your Department of Revenue. Like, just you can call them, email them. They may have it on their site because, like Brandon said, in some states you do charge tax on janitorial. In some states you don't. Like with us, it's weird. We charge taxes on janitorial, can't charge it on residential. But then also, if I go and clean somebody's carpet, it's no taxes on that either. So like, it's just, you gotta just know what your state's laws are and follow those as closely as possible. So that's the simplest way to do it, is just reach out to the state and figure out what you got to do.
Okay, awesome information. I gotta get ready to get off here, but this is one last question, and I don't really have a response for it, so maybe you guys can jump in. It's from Spiritual Mo 3183. I think I got it. All right. Any advice on cargo van pricing, specifically Amazon vans? And I will defer to you guys because I don't do that.
Are they talking about cleaning them or buying them, or I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Amazon vans.
Yeah, we go on to the next one.
Yeah,
sorry, we just wasn't really sure.
Disappear. Let's go on to the next question real quick. Let's see. This man, Brandon. Hold on. All right, this man Brandon called me one time and didn't follow up. Okay, who is that?
Who is that?
J Lang 979 to 75.
And I called him and didn't follow up. Called him about what? I would like
it's somebody that knows you, isn't it?
Yeah, it gotta be.
All right, let's do this last. This is the last one. All right, good info, fellas. I appreciate it. All right, awesome. With that being said, we're gonna close it out. I'll just close it out. I'll start off and let you guys go. I am S. Andrew Lewis, the owner of Squeaky Clean here in South Carolina, also Clean Success Academy and Clean Success VA Staffing Solutions. I am honored to be a part of the advisors, the coaches, the mentors, whatever kind of title you want to put on us. We just help you guys do the things that we had somebody help us learn how to do, and that's grow our cleaning companies, start our cleaning companies, scale our cleaning companies. And without that assistance, without that help, I don't know where I would be. And we just want to kind of help and give back and help others do the same thing. We're building an empire of amazing entrepreneurs and cleaning business owners. And we do that by lending a helping hand. And this is our time to kind of give back to you guys to kind of help out. So going across the bottom of the screen, grow by $10,000 per month, visit 1010program.com. I'm S. Andrew Lewis, and Brandon, you can close them out too.
Yes, sir. Happy Friday, guys. Man, it feels good to be pouring in and doing what I love to do in this industry is just giving back. So whatever questions you guys have that did not get answered this week, we'll be here again, same time next week. I'm Brandon Orr, run a cleaning business called Cure Cleaning, and also a 1010 mentor here at CBN. That's it. Let's win, guys. Let's have some fun and let's go win. T-Dub, take us out.
All right, I'm Tony Williams, and as always, man, I'm happy to be here for y'all, man. We're here every Friday, 1 o'clock Eastern time. Come in, ask your questions, rap with us for a little bit, and let us help you so that we can all grow together, man, and continue making our impact in this industry. Love y'all. Y'all take care. Have a good Friday.
Are you looking to start your own cleaning company? Or maybe you started your cleaning company, but you just need a support group, some mentorship, some guidance. Hell, a bidding calculator just to help you know if you're pricing the job correctly. Join us at cleanbiznetwork.app. That's www.cleanbiznetwork.app today and get on the right track with your cleaning company. We have everything you could possibly need to get you going in the right direction. And see why we've been the leading cleaning business consulting company for the past 5 years, and why they call me AJ Simmons the cleaning business GOAT. So I can help you just like I've helped and my company has helped thousands of other people start and grow their cleaning companies. Go to the #1 source today, www.cleanbiznetwork.app. Thank you.